Savitri, Book 2, the Book of the Traveler of the Worlds, Canto 4, the Kingdoms of the Little Life. So we are going into those kingdoms now. Ashwapati is reviewing all of them as he rises up on this stair. So please begin reading.
Sure. Canto 4, The Kingdoms of the Little Life. A quivering, trepidant, uncertain world.
Okay, the word is trepidant.
Trepidant. Okay.
Oh, trepidant
Trepidant.
means trembling with fear.
Okay.
Important, very important word because it's quivering, it's trembling with fear, and it's a very uncertain world that he's looking at.
Okay. A quivering, trepidant, uncertain.
No, trepidant, trepidant,
Trepid.
trepidant.
Trepidant.
Yes.
Okay. Trepidant. A quivering, trepidant, uncertain world born from that dolorous meeting and eclipse, appeared in the emptiness where her feet had trod a quick trod.
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 Past tense of tread, trod.
Okay. Appeared in the emptiness where her feet had trod a quick obscurity, a seeking stir.
So, yes, we don't know what's happening here. It's seeking stir, he says. And what appeared in this emptiness, this quick obscurity, this quivering, trepidant world? So let's see what's going to happen.
Narad sir, just one question here. Uh, the second line is somewhere, I'm not very clear about what does it mean by eclipse and dolorous meetings. Eclipse is the eclipse in true forms what we know of as eclipse today, or is this word used for some other context?
Oh, it's, well, first of all, dolorous is something that is filled with sorrow or causing pain and sorrow. Very mournful.
Okay.
And so this world is born from that dolorous meeting and that eclipse. And it appeared in the emptiness where her feet had trod, a quick obscurity, a seeking stir. So we have to go back and see the previous Canto 3, the end of it, to see what's happening, to understand what's happening here. You want to go back and look at it?
Sure. Going back to page 131. And all her sweetness into a maimed desire. To feed death with her works is her life's doom. So veiled was her immortality that she seemed inflecting consciousness on unconscious things, an episode in an eternal death, a myth of being that must forever cease. Such was the evil mystery of her change. Okay,
So
I'm
here
getting the context, yes.
now we have it because Sri Aurobindo is speaking about this fall of life
Right.
and this life force that she seemed an episode in an eternal death. So we understand it clearly now.
Yes, yes.
Good.
Thank you, Nat, sir. Okay. There was a rhythm of half-conscious force, hardly awakened from
Again, first of all, the rhythm. There was a writhing,
writhing.
a twisting, a contorting of half-conscious force.
Okay.
He was He was writhing in pain. He was twisting, moving in pain, contorting his body. So there was a writhing of half-conscious force.
There was a writhing of half-conscious force, hardly awakened from the inconscient sleep, tied to an instinct-driven ignorance to find itself and find its hold on things.
So it's tied to this instinct-driven, just as animals live only by instinct.
Mhm.
This kingdoms of the little life is tied to an instinct-driven ignorance,
Mm,
but it wants to find itself and find its hold on things.
okay.
And now we'll see what it was.
Mhm. Okay.
Okay.
Inheritor of poverty and loss, assailed by memories that fled when seized, haunted by a forgotten, uplifting hope, it strove with a blindness as of groping hands to fill the aching and disastrous gap between earth pain and the bliss from which life fell.
Okay, so the word blind, you have to get the D in there.
Oh,
Blind, blindness.
blindness.
So this little life
Mm,
is haunted. It's haunted by
mm,
a forgotten, uplifting hope.
mm,
And that hope was actually the reason is because
mm,
it fell from this bliss, from the eternal bliss, where there was no pain, no earth pain. It was total bliss, but it fell into this atmosphere, and it's an atmosphere of earth pain. It's striving, it has been striving with the blindness as of groping hands, groping, trying to find something.
mhm.
And it's haunted by a forgotten, uplifting hope that still has that hope. And that hope is to fill the aching gap, disastrous gap between two things, the earth pain and the bliss from which life fell.
Got it. Okay.
Clear now.
Yes, clear.
Good.
Crystal clear. Thank you. A world that ever seeks for something missed, hunts for the joy that earth has failed to keep.
Okay,
So
it's
clear.
just continuing, huh?
Yeah. Too near to our gates, it unappeased unrest. Sorry, too near to our gates, its unappeased unrest for peace to live on the inert solid globe. It has joined its hunger to the hunger of earth. It has given the law of craving to our lives. It has made our spirits need a fathomless gulf.
Yes, so it is a world that's seeking for something that's missed.
Mhm,
It's hunting for the joy that earth has failed to keep.
mm.
Interest too near to our gates, in other words, the opening to the earth.
Okay.
It's unappeased, unsatisfied, unappeased, unrest, for peace to live on the inert solid globe.
Mhm,
Peace cannot live here.
mhm,
And therefore, it has joined its hunger to the hunger of earth. It has given the law of craving, wanting to our lives. It has made our spirits need a fathomless gulf. So powerful.
mhm. Yeah.
Carry on.
Sure. An influence entered mortal night and day. A shadow overcast the time-born race. In the troubled stream where leaps a blind heart pulse, and the nerve beat of feeling wakes in sense, dividing matter's sleep from conscious mind, there strayed a call that knew not why it came.
Ah, so something is going on here, huh?
Yeah.
Really powerful is going on. It's an influence. An influence is a kind of action or behavior of something else.
Mhm.
That influence entered not only mortal night, but mortal day.
Mhm.
It was like a shadow that overcast our time-born race. That's us.
Yeah,
In
humanity. Mhm.
stream, yes. In the troubled stream where leaps, no, and not just runs or rises, but leaps a blind heart pulse and the nerve beat, both hyphenated, heart pulse, nerve beat of feeling, wakes in sense. And when it wakes in sense, it divides matter's sleep from conscious mind. So matter is sleeping. It's not alive to any growth, any progress,
Mhm.
but it's dividing matter sleep from conscious mind, this blind heart pulse and this nerve beat. And therefore, what happens is there strayed a call, that knew not why it came.
Mm.
And what is this call? We'll find out now.
Okay. A power beyond Earth's scope has touched the earth. The repose that might have been can be no more. A formless yearning passions in man's heart, a cry in his blood for happier things.
A cry is in his blood.
Oh, a cry is in his blood for happier things.
And
El-
so
Mhm.
and then we have to go to the next
Yeah,
page.
page 133.
Yeah. So
El,
we're seeing here that this repose, this inertia that might have been can be no more. Interesting, because this power beyond Earth's scope has touched the Earth. And therefore, a formless yearning, passions, a powerful, deep emotion, passioning. But here it's a verb, a
Mhm.
formless yearning, passions in man's heart. A cry is in his blood for happier things. So beautiful.
Yes.
And we go to 132, right?
133, Narad sir.
Sorry, 130. Yeah. And we're going to see what else is happening. All right?
Yes. Else could he roam on a free sunlit soil, where the childlike, pain-forgetting mind of beasts, or live happy, unmoved, like flowers and trees.
Because the beasts don't think about pain,
Mm,
they forget pain. They
mm,
move on. They heal themselves or they die, whatever,
mhm,
or live happy. You see, the pain of beasts, the mind of beasts has a kind of childlike, pain forgetting mind.
mm,
Or they could live happy, unmoved, like flowers and trees.
mhm.
Now, more, it's very important.
Sure. So Narad sir, one question. This first line, does it mean the birds, else he could roam on a free sunlit soil? Is that referring to the birds? Because then flowers and trees came, so that's where my mind went. I don't know.
Else could humanity roam
Oh,
on a
humanity
sun
roam. Okay, okay, okay. On a free sunlit soil. Got you. Okay. Yeah. I'll
or man,
continue, Narad sir.
or man? Else could man roam?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Makes sense. The might that came upon the earth to bless has stayed on earth to suffer and aspire.
And this is, of course, the debt that the divine pays to humanity. The divine has to stay on earth, the avatar, the
Mm,
great sages, to suffer, of course, and aspire because they're in the human form.
okay.
And when they're divine, they have no suffering, they have no need to aspire.
Mhm.
So we'll carry on a little more.
It's very powerful. Okay. The infant laugh that rang through time is hushed. Man's natural joy of life is overcast, and sorrow is his nurse of destiny.
Yes, this infant laugh, this joy that came at first, and it rang through time, it's now hushed because man's natural joy of life is overcast by sorrow, because sorrow is his nurse of destiny. And it seems to be a truth, and it is a truth, that only through sorrow and suffering and error can man progress.
Mhm.
And sorrow here is his nurse of destiny. And then he's going to tell us more. It's very important. We have to look at it carefully. The animals,
Okay. The animal's thoughtless joy is left behind. Care and reflection burden his daily walk. He has risen to greatness, risen. Okay. He has risen to greatness and to discontent. He is awake to the invisible.
Okay, so this is mankind, huh?
Mhm.
And this joy that the animal has, this just, yes, of course, there are problems. The animal faces dangers as well, but he has a natural joy. You see those young cubs, lion cubs, and dogs, puppies, just full of joy.
Mhm.
And so, but it's a thoughtless joy because there's no mind. There's just instinct. But in man, care and reflection burden his daily walk.
Okay.
And he has risen to greatness, but he has also risen to discontent. But look how Sri Aurobindo just takes us carefully. He is awake to the invisible, the spiritual world, the deity, the divine.
Wow. Okay. Insatiate seeker,
Insatiate.
insatiate. Okay. Insatiate. Insatiate. Okay. Insatiate seeker, he has all to learn. He has exhausted now life's surface acts. His being's hidden realms remain to explore.
So this is the beginning of man's awakening.
Mm,
And therefore, he calls him an insatiate, never satisfied, never appeased, always craving for more. Insatiate seeker, he has all to learn. He has exhausted now these surface acts of life.
Hmm.
And so his being's hidden realms remain to explore.
Okay. Maritza, can you elaborate a little bit on that exhausted now life surface acts? What does it exactly mean?
He has exhausted now life's surface acts, looking for food, looking for
Oh,
a
basic needs. Okay.
place to stay, a place to sleep,
Mm-hmm.
a place to enjoy things. All these surface acts are exhausted now. Why? Because he wants to find his and explore his hidden realms, his inner being. Therefore, he becomes a mind.
Mm-hmm. Okay. He becomes a mind. He becomes a spirit and self. In his fragile tenement, he grows nature's lord.
Okay, there's so much here to speak about. When the mind comes into man, he is no longer living by instincts, just purely by instinct. He can think about things. He
Mm,
can he can meditate on things. He becomes a spirit, but also a self. And
mm,
in his fragile body, his fragile tenement, he grows eventually the Lord of nature.
mhm,
He's nature's Lord. He's not just nature's what shall we say plaything. He's
mhm,
nature's Lord.
mhm.
So we'll read just a few more lines and then you have to read
Sure,
everything.
sure. In him, matter wakes from its long, obscure trance. In him, earth feels the Godhead drawing near.
Because until now,
Mm,
we have not had mankind. We've had only instinctual creatures who lived, um, produced young, and enjoyed what they could. But now, matter, matter is a structure of energy, of course, and matter's waking up. And he calls it a trance, a long, obscure trance.
mhm,
And what does matter do? Well, then in him, earth feels the Godhead drawing near.
okay.
Oh,
Wow. So
so
beautiful.
it's so marvelous.
Yes,
When we go
yes.
through it slowly enough to
Mhm.
understand each line.
Yes.
Will you read from the beginning, please?
Sure, Natsa. Canto 4, The Kingdoms of the Little Life. A quivering,
A,
trepidant,
a quivering,
yeah, a quivering, trepidant, uncertain world.
trepidant,
Okay, trepidant. I wrote it wrong. Okay,
trepidant.
trepidant. A quivering, trepidant, uncertain world born from that dolorous meeting and eclipse appeared in the emptiness where her feet had trod a quick obscurity a seeking stir. There was a writhing of half-conscious force, hardly awakened from the inconscient sleep, tied to an instinct-driven ignorance to find itself and find its hold on things. Inheritor of poverty and loss, assailed by memories that fled when seized, haunted by a forgotten, uplifting hope, it strove with the blindness as of groping hands to fill the aching and disastrous gap between earth pain and the bliss from which life fell. A world that ever seeks for something missed, hunts for the joy that earth has failed to keep. Too near to our gates, its unappeased unrest for peace to live on the inert soil, solid globe. It has joined its hunger to the hunger of earth. It has given the law of craving to our lives. It has made our spirits need a fathomless gulf. An influence entered mortal night and day. A shadow overcast the time-born race. In the troubled stream where leaps a blind heart pulse, and the nerve beat of feeling wakes in sense, dividing matter's sleep from conscious mind. There strayed a call that knew not why it came. A power beyond earth's scope has touched the earth. The repose that might have been can be no more. A formless yearning passions in man's heart. A cry is in his blood for happier things. Else could he roam on a free sunlit soil with the childlike pain forgetting mind of beasts, or live happy, unmoved like flowers and trees. The might that came upon the earth to bless has stayed on earth to suffer and aspire. The infant laugh that rang through time is hushed. Man's natural joy of life is overcast, and sorrow is his nurse of destiny. The animal's thoughtless joy is left behind. Care and reflection burden his daily walk. He has risen to greatness and to discontent. He is awake to the invisible. Insatiate seeker,
Insatiate.
insatiate seeker, he has all to learn. He has exhausted now life's surface acts. His being's hidden realms remain to explore. He becomes a mind, he becomes a spirit and self. In his fragile tenement, he grows nature's lord. No, sorry, we have to go ahead. In him, matter wakes from its long, obscure trance. In him, earth feels the Godhead drawing near.
Good reading. Very good reading.
Thank you, Narad sir. You
Namaste.
explained me so well. I was reading this page, but not getting it. With you, it becomes so easy.
Thank you.
Give me the meaning.
You
Thank you
next
so
week.
much. Yes,
Namaste.
thank you. You have a great week ahead.